with an understanding of how inefficient non-persistent HTTP was, we agree that persistent HTTP is the way to go. That is why the next version of HTTP, that is 1.1, came with persistence support. In this module, we'll see what is persistence and how can we look at its performance gain. As we already know that in persistent HTTP, there's only one time when initial TCP handshaking takes place, and when all the objects are downloaded, then TCP close takes place. So in this figure, you see that for any number of objects, only one time TCP handshaking takes place. Then multiple object file requests are made one by one in a step-locked fashion. So an object request is made, the object is downloaded, that's another round trip time, and then yet another object request is made and the download takes place. This process can go on and on for any number of objects. When all the objects have been downloaded, then finally TCP close shall be activated. So quantitatively speaking, we see that we have obvious performance gains. Here, we just need one round trip time per object. And if we want to determine the total time it takes to download n objects, we see that of course one round trip time is involved for TCP initial handshaking. Then n round trip times are involved for each object, and each object of course takes its own transmission time as well. For a real world network where there are intermediate routers and each router enqueues and maybe drop some packets as well, the overall gain that we see here is significant. It is also important to appreciate that for LAN environments where the round trip time is hardly noticeable, it is of the order of maybe nanoseconds or few microseconds, the round trip time can be ignored. But for transcontinental links or satellite links, the round trip time actually dominates the overall delay, because for a file which is smaller in size, the transmission time is dominated by the overall round trip time. So that is a really big performance gain that we have seen HTTP 1.1 makes over non-persistent HTTP.